Okay, we are live. What is happening? Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. We're live on the Merged Media Facebook page. We're live with Jitendra Vaswani, a digital nomad, and we're going to break into it today. We're going to talk about digital marketing trends, and we're going to talk about Jitendra's story because it's a good one. So, he's over in Bangkok right now, 9 p.m. there. It's evening time. I'm not sure why he's drinking a coffee, but that's cool. So I'm going to kick the conch over to David, who's going to introduce today's guest for the Merge Marketing Podcast. Go ahead, David.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Merge Marketing Podcast. My name is David, co-host of what is the Merge Marketing Podcast. We've got a great episode lined up for you today that features another amazing entrepreneur and online marketing expert. We have Jitendra, aka G2, the founder of a kick-ass marketing blog, bloggersideas.com, where he has interviewed marketing legends like Neil Patel and Rand Fishkin. He is an international keynote speaker, digital marketing consultant, and as Jason mentioned, digital nomad. His key to success is do what you love most and get everything you want in life. G2, welcome to our show today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you so much, David, for a nice introduction. And Jay, thank you so much, man. Like we have met so many times at the conferences, and we are missing this time right now, right? In this pandemic, we are missing it, right? Like
100%, man. Yeah, yes. I think the first time we met, I believe, was in Tel Aviv, where we were speaking at the Digital Marketing International Expo, and that's where we hit it off there. And I know you're a hustler, man. You're always trying to get on any stage you can. You're trying to get heard, get your voice out there. And man, I think if there was a picture that went next to the word hustle in the dictionary, I guarantee you'd see your face there.
Yeah, so you can see it, right?
That's it. That's it. Hustle mode on. And speaking of hustle, we have it right here. You have the book.
Right.
Yeah, you're the author of Inside a Hustler's Brain: In Pursuit of Financial Freedom.
Yes. So that's the book, like where I teaching people like that. Like that's my goal, to teach people to have a hustler mindset, like how you can have that kind of hustler mindset to achieve the goals you really want in your life. Like it's all about, like, everything is all about mindset. And I see, like, in this pandemic, like, people still are having a weak mindset. They are not focusing on their goals, like how they can use this lockdown time to really learn some new skills online and can start their own online business. I'm really stunned, like, people are not taking actions, and they're still, like, wasting their time on Netflix, like watching all this, like, binge watching shows, which don't give them any kind of value in their life, to be very honest, like Jason.
Yeah, I mean, we're off to the races already, which is great. I mean, I think the plan for today, we would love to dive into the hustler mindset and specifically your book. Jason mentioned earlier, though, that you have a really cool story about how you got started and your background. So I think that would be a great place to start. I don't know where you want to start with your story or your background, but start anywhere you'd like. Just to give our listeners a little bit more of who Jitendra is.
Okay, so I started my journey like 7 years back into digital marketing and SEO. So at that point of time, I never imagined, like, I would be an international keynote speaker. I would be, like, starting my own business. I was really, like, focused on my job. Like, from my job, like Jason, I was making only $100 a month. $100 a month in SEO, to be very honest, in India. So that was my first low, like a very like disheartening package for me, like, as a job. And my family was very much, like, disgruntled, like they were very angry, like, why you're doing this low paying job. But I was getting that kind of interest into SEO because one of my friends told me, like, if you don't like to do any kind of programming, because I did engineering, like bachelor's degree in programming, but I didn't like it, like, to be very honest, so much. So one of my friends told me, like, why don't you try online marketing? So I did Google search, what is online marketing? What is SEO? From there, I got a lot of ideas. Okay, SEO it don't involve any kind of programming. It involves the marketing brain, right? So from there, my like in 2012, my journey started. And after doing a job like 2.5 years, I decided to like leave my job, and I decided to like focus on full-time affiliate marketing, like that is like full-time digital marketing stuff. So at the time of my job, I started this blog, that is Bloggers Ideas. That has changed my life, to be very honest. Now I have been working with Neil Patel. Like if you have seen, like Jason, I've shared like Neil Patel is giving me the testimonial, and it was the biggest thing in my life. Like Neil Patel is doing a recommendation for me itself. Like it was a big achievement for me, to be very honest. So
for those that don't know, Neil Patel is I mean that he's like a king in digital marketing. He's everywhere in digital marketing, and if you're in digital marketing, you know Neil Patel. So that's a pretty great testimonial to get from a guy like that. Now maybe Jeet, maybe you could tell us a bit about what is Bloggers Ideas? Like how do you use that to propel your business?
Right now, for me, like that's my baby right now, and I promote a lot of various softwares, email marketing software, like digital marketing softwares, and I do a lot of interviews with experts like Neil Patel, and I have done interview with you also. So I have all this kind of digital marketing content, and from my blog, my ultimate goal is to inspire people to start their own online business, because it's possible. Because if I can do it, and anybody else who's listening to this podcast, they can also start their own online business. And from my blog, like the kind of life I'm living right now, like a digital nomad, I never imagined in my life, and nobody in my family have done this kind of stuff, to be very honest. So in 7 years of my life, like I've invested into 4 properties, like 2 are rental and 2 are like commercial properties I have invested. And I've did like right now I'm running like 40 to like 60 niche websites into different niches, like digital marketing, VPN, hosting, like WordPress, all these kind of niche websites. So I'm the guy who have a team of like 25 people, like SEO, content writing, like link building, email outreach, everything. So that's a kind of like from one blog, I expanded to 60 blogs. And how I was able to achieve it is all about focus. Like I give my like hard work, like my blood and sweat to this blog, and from that blog I made like now I'm making every month, I'm making 5-figure from it every month from this blog.
Wow.
And whatever the money I'm making, I'm investing into my other blogs. So that's where you are going to scale to like 6-figure every month into profits. I'm saying into profits. So that's my goal to reach.
Wow.
Like 6-figure every month from this blogging and affiliate marketing stuff. And from my blog, I do get my clients for digital marketing agency. Like through my blog, I'm promoting my own agency. So through this blog, I build my personal network and my personal connections, and from there I'm making a good amount of money every month.
Awesome. So when you say that your mission is to ultimately inspire people to start their own online business, is that a blog? You're looking for people to start a blog, or you're helping people start a blog?
I'm helping people to start their online business through blog, because that's my expertise. I teach people how you can use your own blog or your online portfolio to make money online. Like many people are not aware about these stuff. Like they don't know how they can use their blog to make money online, to make the personal connections. So I teach people about all this stuff.
So, I mean, blogs are not necessarily a new thing, not necessarily a new concept. They've been around for a long time. So in the year 2020, why is starting a blog necessarily a good idea?
Because 2020 is the right time, because in this pandemic, like many people have already lost their job. They have realized, like, if you are not online, if you're not building your side hustle, like this, and many people, like still, if you see in US, like many people have gone jobless, right? Why they have gone jobless? Because they didn't have any kind of side hustle. Like 2020 is the right time to build your side hustle, so they can build their own blog. They can start sharing the content on their own blog. They can build their portfolio, like learn one skill. Like I learned one skill, like SEO and digital marketing in 2020. So you can learn one skill, any skill. Like you want to do programming, like you want to do logo designing, you want to learn about content writing, content creation, you want to be a copywriter. Through your blog, you can build your personal connections and you can get a lot of clients. So that's the power of your online blog.
And from a niche perspective,
Yes.
Sorry, from a niche perspective, what are you seeing as two things? If you could give us maybe 2 or 3 of the hot niches right now to maybe focus your blog on, but then also maybe 2 or 3 of the niches that people are overlooking, but there's still a ton of opportunity there.
Like according to 2020, I would say like the hottest niche is health niche. Right now I'm seeing like a lot of people are buying immunity boosters, they are buying CBD oils, they are buying all these kind of health products to keep themselves protect from COVID-19, right? So like these kind of niches are very hot. And online courses, like many people are now investing into online courses. So if you have any one skill, so you can create a course around your skill and sell it to like audience who are looking to learn that kind of skill. So online courses, health niche, like these kind of niches are very hot. And when many people are investing into digital marketing tools, like webinar tools, like software, like people are buying these kind of softwares. Like I'm seeing this kind of trend. I have my own blog where I'm promoting like GoToMeeting, like these kind of like video softwares, like video conferencing softwares, where people are buying a lot of these kind of software. So I'm seeing a huge bump in these kind of niches in 2020 specifically. So if you really want to start your own blog in 2020, health is the perfect niche right now. Like many people are very careful about their health right now. So they are investing into health products, like buying this immunity booster, especially like immunity boosters are very hot right now, very hot.
So let's say somebody wants to start with immunity boosting and they're a beginner affiliate marketer and they see this is a great opportunity to double down on what's working potentially with other affiliate marketers, what's working for them. So they do the immunity booster. So now the goal is they would need to set up this blog based around health, throw in some banners, some pop under, some ads, sending traffic towards the immunity booster. Where would they start? Where would they start to even find that immunity booster product?
Like right now I'm using these kind of like a top ad networks in the market, like ShareASell, CJ.com and impact.com. like these are the top 3 ad networks I really recommend, where you can easily find these kind of products easily, like health products, like CBD oils, immunity boosters. Like these platforms are very trustworthy, and for that platform to get approved, you need at least a blog, you need a website. And how you can start like an immunity booster blog, it's by like writing a content related to immunity booster, like best immunity booster for 2020, best immunity booster to fight against COVID-19. So you need to write all these kind of detailed guides. So you need to do a lot of keyword research in that like immunity booster niche, right?
Yeah.
And once you have your content ready from those content pieces, so you have to start working on finding all those kind of products from ShareASell, from Impact, from CJ.com, because they have all these kind of products. And to get approval from these ad networks, they will see your traffic, like they will see the traffic on your blog, like what kind of traffic you have, right? To build that kind of traffic, you need a keyword, you need a content. So start writing content on these kind of topics, right?
I think it's important.
Like that's where you are going to start it.
It's important to note that when somebody starts a blog, there's not going to be immediate success, especially with SEO. It's going to take roughly 6 to 8 months before you're actually going to start seeing traffic on these blog posts.
Like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. Right. So I think that's worth noting, that you're not going to blow up overnight. Maybe if you have some disposable income to invest in traffic sources, you might be able to find some quick wins that way. Right. Maybe you're leveraging Facebook advertising or purchasing native traffic or things like that. But if you're going to take that SEO route where you're doing all this blog content, it does require a certain level of patience to start seeing results, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Totally agree, because SEO is a long-term process. So it always takes like 6 to 8 months to rank your website, like depending on the niche and depending on the competition of that keywords, right? So that's it.
So I want to switch lanes here for a second, Jeet, and I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing. So you consider yourself a digital nomad. So what I want to ask is, A, what is a digital nomad for those people that don't know out there? And B, how has it been being a digital nomad during COVID?
Hey.
Like, to be very honest, being a digital nomad during COVID is a little bit lonely. Why? Because you cannot meet your family. I cannot go back to my country, India, right? Because now in India we have too much of coronavirus cases. Like every day we have like 60 to 70,000 every day.
Wow.
Every day there are a lot of cases right now, so you are not able to meet your loved ones as a digital nomad. So this is one of the like a disadvantage, right? Because you are traveling, you are meeting, like I've like when there was no coronavirus, I was traveling a lot. Like sometime I was in Israel, sometime I was in US, I was in like many of these countries. Why? So this is one of the being like biggest disadvantage of being a digital nomad, right? And there are many advantages, like so you can work from anywhere. Like most of the time I'm working from Starbucks, right? And I'm handling my Zoom calls, my team through Starbucks. Like I'm going to Starbucks, like I'm sitting there having enjoying my coffee and working. And I work on the beaches also, right? So that's the freedom you have as a digital nomad. But it's a lot of stress. Like it is a lot of depressing because sometimes you get sick because you are handling your team remotely, right? Like Jason, many people are sharing the pros of being a digital nomad. They are not talking about being a cons, right? Like what are the cons of being a digital nomad here, right? It's very stressful because you need to handle your team remotely. You need to give them motivation, like everything you have to give them every day. Like every day I need to cheer up my team. Like sometimes like our rankings go down, like because my main source of income is SEO, right? So sometimes there's a Google update, right? So rankings like comes like up and down every day. We are fighting for the rankings, right? So it's a lot of stressful, but at the same time it gives me freedom. Like I can work from my smartphone. Like this is my device where I like most of my deals are happening, right? So that's the freedom I have right now. So yeah, of course there are a lot of pros of being a digital nomad. Like I can work anywhere right now. So that's the pros. Like, and it's a lot of hard work. Like to have that kind of lifestyle, I work like 5 years. Like 5 years of my full focus, like 16 hours a day. I was working on SEO every day for 5 years. I was building my assets. But now I don't work 16 hours a day. Mostly I work like 8 hours a day. And most of the time I'm handling my work through this device. Like that's it. Because
So-
I don't laptop every time. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a hustler, man. I mean, this is why. I mean, you wrote the book, right? Inside a hustler's brain, you know, and you know, the fact that I think you hustle in more ways than one. So, I mean, there's the hustle on keeping your team motivated, you know, doing your SEO, but then in addition to that, you're also a hustler in terms of, you know, giving yourself good opportunities. Like you had the opportunity to interview Grant Cardone. Tell us how you went about doing. Tell us the story on how you met Grant Cardone and how you were able to get an interview with him.
So it was like a short story. I will say, like, I know Grant Cardone was in Las Vegas. So like especially I took the same hotel because I know like Grant Cardone is going to stay at that place, right? So I know. So I took the same hotel, and I know like I was just following his Instagram stories, like where he was going on that day. Like before the event, like event was on 21 and I reached on Las Vegas on 19th of the day, right? So on 19th I was seeing his Instagram stories where he's going, like actually in this hotel where he's like he was updating his social media very frequently, like Facebook story. So I was seeing, okay, he's here. So I was asking people like, have you seen this guy? So someone like one of the security guard, so she told me, oh yeah, I saw this guy. He's here. He will come out right now. So to that security guard, like I give her $100 because of her, I was able to meet Grant Cardone because she's the one. She told me, okay, that guy is here. Like he's inside and he will come out at that time because he's staying at this hotel from 7 days. So she knows the timing of that person. So I waited for like Grant Cardone like around 1 hour in the Starbucks. I was waiting. I was following his Instagram story, and suddenly he was coming outside. I said, "Fuck! Now this is the right time to just nail this opportunity, man." So that's like after 3 hours of hustle, I was able to meet. Like 3 hours of hustle, I was traveling. Like that hotel was very big, like to be very big hotel. So I was like hustling for 3 hours, and after 3 hours of hustle, I met Grant Cardone. I took out my camera and I just started out right now. And I checked my Google steps, right? How many steps I traveled that day? It was like 25,000 steps. Like
Wow.
25,000 steps. I was going here, their location to find Grant Cardone because I have to meet him. Because if I'm coming to Vegas, I have to meet this guy.
That sounds the next title of your next book is 25,000 Steps to Meet Grant Cardone. What a great title for a book.
I did it, man.
Do you remember what you said? Like, was there something specific that you wanted to ask him, or you just wanted to meet him?
I just want to be with him, and I was asking like how to live one person lifestyle. Like Grant Cardone is teaching people how to live one person lifestyle. Like many people really want, like 99% of the people in this world, they are living like a zombie life, like 9 to 5, right? They are really not happy with their jobs, right? They are not really happy with their money they are having right now. So Grant Cardone is teaching the one person lifestyle, how to live it. So I was with Grant Cardone, so I have asked these kind of questions, like how to train your brain to live one person lifestyle. And Grant was really happy. And I met her wife also, like Elena, same, by following the same strategy. I was stalking her on Instagram, so I met her also.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Grant Cardone's a massive influencer. I guess you would call him a real estate, mogul. And his wife as well, and they run the 10X conference, which is massive, and I think that's what you were attending, right, Jeet?
Yeah, so that was like 25,000 people there, roughly, at 10X. Yeah. So you can see, like, if I don't meet Grant Cardone at that day, how I was able to meet, like, because I know at the day of the event, people will be crazy for Grant Cardone to have a selfie. And I need to get it done. So I told my friend, I will get Grant Cardone. Don't worry, I'm following him. So my friend said, okay, stalk him on Instagram. So after 3 hours of hustle, I finally find him. And many people will not do this kind of hustle because they come to the events. They are really not serious for the business. Like Jason, I have met many people. They just exchange business card and they don't do the follow up. They are not really serious. And whenever I go to business, so Jason, you have seen me, like I'm focused. If I'm meeting Jason, I need to get the ROI. So that's the kind of mind I have right now. Like I need to meet this person. I need to get the ROI.
And that's where I wanted to go with the next question. And that is, you seized the opportunity, you seized the day, you saw the opportunity, you met Grant Cardone, and you get that piece of content. And now what do you do with that piece of content to make the most of it?
I showcase it, like I have that kind of Grant Cardone video, Gary Vee, Neil Patel video, everything on my portfolio. And someone sees it, so they ask me, how did you build your personal brand? Then I told them, okay, if you really want to learn how to build your personal brand, how to build your personal portfolio, how to use personal branding to get money, to make clients, right? So then I charge for the consultation like $500 for two hours, and they pay me for that kind of stuff to learn how to build your personal brand. So I get my private consultations, and I do get a lot of like speaking opportunities, because if someone is seeing me with Grant Cardone, Neil Patel, Gary Vee, right? So they give me like a lot of speaking opportunities. So I use these kind of photos, videos to create an influence and get a lot of deals, right? So that's a strategy.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Jay brought up the Grant Cardone story, which is a great story, but you've also met a lot of other, influential people, Gary Vee being my favorite. And so what have you discovered about them and their mindset that has helped you, but, maybe most people wouldn't be able to know or see through consuming their content? So I consume a lot of Gary Vee content. For example, is he everything that you see, or is there more to it that maybe you would have learned through meeting him and some of these other people?
Because Gary Vee, like that guy has created a lot of positive impact in my life, like to be very honest. So I especially flew from India to Hong Kong to meet Gary Vee. Wow. And in 2017, right? And I had to meet that person because that guy has created a hustler mindset. Because when in 2017, in the beginning, I lost 80% of my income. Like I was supposed to get bankrupt because one of my businesses got failed. I opened up my training institute, and and that got failed because my business partner, like we had some issues and we lost, like I lost 80% of my income. And that point of life, like I was very down, I was feeling very demotivated, and Gary was the one person who really pushed me through all these things. So then I made the money and I booked the ticket that I have to meet that person because that guy has created a positive impact in my life. So I meet Gary Vee and I get that kind of positive vibes in myself. Then I was able to scale more. Because why I meet these kind of people? Because they are the one who are creating positive impact and they give value. Like they believe in giving value, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I meet, like I spend money to meet all these kind of influencers in my life because they have created positive impact. And to stay in your lane, you really need this kind of people. Like you really need that kind of like highly successful people, so you can have that kind of mindset. And many people don't spend money on these kind of things. They spend money on holidays and vacations, and they get broke. Like they stay broke for a whole year, and they expect to live a life like Gary Vee or like Grant Cardone. Like, to be very honest.
I think it's safe to say, I mean, when I started my business, I was on the Gary Vee chain as well, right? On the Gary Vee train in terms of the hustle and work long hours and get shit done. Don't watch House of Cards, do work. But I seem like it's a little, what's happening is the con of that. And the downside of that is people are sacrificing sleep. They're sacrificing personal relationships. There's sacrifice that comes with the hustle. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, Jason, to be very honest, I'm 31 years old right now and I'm Indian. So, like many of my guys, like my friends, they already are married. And I've sacrificed my personal life, to be very honest. I've sacrificed a lot of my personal life here, my family time, because I was very much focused on my business. Like, to be very honest. So I've sacrificed my personal. So you have to do some kind of sacrifice. So whether it's family or your personal life, you have to sacrifice something. And many people, they don't want to sacrifice anything and they want to get success, right? So that's the problem. Like Gary Vee always tell, like he has sacrificed his family time because to reach at that kind of level, right? So I have sacrificed my personal life. So it's very hard. It's very lonely, like to be an entrepreneur. Like I'm being very that honest with you. Like being an entrepreneur, it's very lonely. It's very hard, like to be very honest. And many people don't realize these things. Like they don't see my sacrifices. So I have done a lot of sacrifice in terms of my personal life, like to be very honest. So it's very, very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, on that point, like for people that are watching someone like Gary Vee for the first time or aren't a true, like they're not consuming a lot of his content. They may look at someone like him and see, he doesn't spend time with his family. He hustles all day long. All he does is work, blah, 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 blah. But if you actually consume his content, you learn that it's not all about that. Because he actually takes 4 to 6 weeks off per year where he goes on vacation with his family. That's more than the average person takes in vacation. Right. But his thing is that when you're working, when you're hustling, you're all in, you're focused, and that's all you're doing. Most people will work 8 hours a day, for example, but it's really only 4 or 5 because they're doing stuff that isn't really impactful or isn't focused or isn't intentional, whatever it is. So, I mean, this whole hustle culture, like I respect the work and I work hard myself and have for a lot of years, but it's not what a lot of people think it is. You can be as successful without working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 10 years.
Right.
Work smart, not hard, right? Work smart, not hard.
Absolutely.
That's the key.
That's why what I'm doing, like I'm building a team of 25 people and it's very hard. Like I know how to handle them. I need to push them every day. Like it's super hard job. And my family always say, like my father, like, why are you working so hard? You have everything in your life. I say, I love this shit. I love my shit. So I have to work every day. I enjoy it. I don't feel boring, like to be very honest. So that's it.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, 100%. And I find that as well, where it's just like, it just becomes, a natural sort of thing. I want to work. I like Mondays. I actually like Mondays. I like getting up and
I
starting.
love it, man, because on Mondays I will be getting like money. So that's a money day. Right?
Right. Exactly.
Well, as an affiliate, you should be getting money every day of the week.
Yeah, so, but Monday is the where like most of the people are active, so that's where but entrepreneurs we are working like 7 days, like Jason, like there is no Saturday Sunday, like there are no weekends for me. I keep on working every day. Like for me, like there's no weekend, so I work every day.
So, so Jeet, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you if they have any questions about what you're doing, or maybe want to seek you out for some of your services? What's the best way for them to reach you?
So they can reach like to my blog, like that's bloggers ideas, like where I'm highly active. So they can reach me on my email. So Jitendra@bloggers ideas, where I'm highly active. So they can email me about they're looking for any kind of like digital services online. I'm here to help them out for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jeet. We really appreciate your time today. I know it's late for you. We do end the podcast with the same question. So here it is. So if you could choose one person, dead or alive, to represent your brand, who would it be and why?
Dead or alive to represent my brand, if I'm not. I will choose one of my friend. Like he's one of my very close friend, to be very, very honest. So like I will take his name, like Saurabh. His name is Saurabh. Like he's the one who have been with me like ups and down. Like he has seen my life from zero to hero. So he knows my like life very, very well. Like he knows me very in depth, like very deep. So I will give like, okay, if I'm not alive, then he should carry my brand forward. Like to be very honest.
That's interesting. I thought you'd definitely pick. I had money on Gary V.
Yeah. that is amazing. I mean, here's a guy who's met some of the biggest influencers in the world, and he chooses his friend. That's incredible. So good for you.
Because influencers, okay, I have met them. I have taken all those kind of positive things they have right now, but they cannot be my business partners. I just have to learn them. But my friends, like they have been through like the thick and thin, right? Like I've gone through the worst days of my life, so they have been with me, right? So like they were with me when I was nothing in my life, so I should have given credits to them, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you very much, G. Appreciate your time, and yeah, we'll be talking to you soon. Okay, stay safe. Awesome. So there we go. Jitendra Vaswani talking about the hustle. I mean, that's that used to be a theme that I used to live by. I mean, you have the picture in your office, hustle, you know what I mean? And it's a theme that's always kind of in the back of your mind, especially if you're doing something and you're on a downtime, or if I'm scrolling through TikTok, sometimes there's that alarm clock that goes off in my head that says, Jay, hustle. And it's like, put it down, get back to work and do your stuff. Right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the hustle, man?
I like the hustle. I think my version of it isn't maybe the same as what is portrayed in the media or what people think it is, to work, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week for your entire life and burn out and, not have a relationship with your family or anything like that. That's not my version of the hustle. I think that it is a very powerful word and can be a very powerful motivator. I love that the image is above my desk, for example, because it serves as a reminder, right? Like, maybe I just had a tough call, or I'm finding it difficult to get through a task. I can look up at that and be like, hustle, just get it done, just get it done, just do it. It's going to pay off and it's all worth it. So I love it, but I think my version's a little different.
Yeah, I think the word means a lot different to a lot of different people. It means different things to different people. You know what I mean? And what about being a digital nomad? Is this something you could ever do?
So just funny, for everyone listening, before we started recording today, my perception of what a digital nomad was I thought it was just like based on when you were born. So like, for example, I'm a millennial. So based on when I was born and how old I am, I'm a millennial. I thought everybody was kind of a digital nomad that was born after a certain year because they were born with digital, media and cell phones and computers and all that sort of stuff, which obviously was wrong. So the digital nomad lifestyle, you know what? I don't think I could do it on the scale that Jeet does it in terms of like literally traveling country to country. I think that, you know, living in my own town or my own province, I am a digital nomad because I work out of a lot of different Starbucks, a lot of different places, office, home, whatever it might be. And so, and I enjoy that. I think it's great. So I'm a local digital nomad if that's a thing.
Well, according to Wikipedia, digital nomads are the type of people who use telecommunication technologies to earn a living and more generally conduct their life in a nomadic manner. Such workers often work remotely from foreign countries, coffee shops, public libraries, co-working spaces, or recreational vehicles. And if you look at all the images with it, when you Google it, it's like people in the middle of a forest with a computer, or like on the water, on the actual sand with their computer. So, but yeah, so that's, I don't know. I mean, that was maybe in a former life before I kind of dropped anchor with family and kids. Maybe I could have done a digital nomad route, but it doesn't become so easy to do once you start moving on with life, right?
No, it doesn't. And you would have been more of the travel country to country, kind of like Jeet does, whereas I'm more local.
True. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching, for listening today. You know how to get at us. Merged.ca is our website. Also, you follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok at Merged Media. And hey, give us 5 stars and subscribe. We really appreciate it. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.